Hello, my name's Danny from Unique Property Company. Thank you for looking at my YouTube channel. You can find more of our listings on our website, uniquepropertycompany.co.uk. But this property really needs no introduction in certain circles if you know your modernism. This is called the Third Sunhouse. It's out in Amersham. So a brief history of these properties and the sort of surrounding neighbourhood. The original high and over was the sort of one of the first modernist houses, if not the first modernist house in the UK. And they were right up the hill there. These were actually the quarters for staff. And one of them was also the gardener's cottage, which was just over there. That was where all the fruit and veg were grown for the high and over estate. And so these are obviously of their time, built in the sort of mid to late 30s. It's an absolutely magnificent structure, grade 2 listed. You see those big windows there? That's all part of it. All these windows have been stripped out and put back by the current owners to allow for A, the listing, 2, planning, 3, to bring back a bit of history and the double glaze, so your EPC is really good. So if you come up the drive with me, you'll see that everything is kept. It's the one that's kept in its an original form. So you've got all the sort of original stripped back concrete. Nothing's amiss here. This would be the original line that you'd walk up to the house, the carport there. Modernism was built. So when everyone was coming back from returning from the war, the Great War, in the early 20s, the whole kind of principles of Corbusier and stuff were designed around the car. The evolution of the motor car was the fact that suburbia, you're in these dirty dwellings, you know, slums in cities around Europe, particularly sort of like London, Amsterdam, in Germany, that kind of thing. But because of the rise of the motor car and the fact that it was becoming cheaper because it was being exported from America to here by Henry Ford, they designed a lot of garages are designed, and these properties are designed around, you go in with your carport and then you go into your property, which we'll go out in a minute and show you how that was designed. So this is why the Sun House is built the way it was. And also these are specific to this area, built, as you'll see, we're on the roof deck, because, well, it's called the Sun House. You get great sun, and it's just one of the best views you find in the home counties. Let's come and have a look. So this is the main living room that would have been, you know, as it is now. You've got a fireplace, windows, big windows. Again, this is one of the major ones that's been stripped back. These windows are the originals. So they have been stripped back, repainted, kind of re-glassed, and then they've also got a thermal brace, so they are tight. They keep the heat in. The thing is with these old houses, of course, the walls were designed, they're concrete, so obviously it was a cheaper material at the time, also very durable, because concrete was the flavour of the 30s. But they're solid, the foundations are great, and these windows envelope the property, especially now they're double glazed and they've got that thermal bracket. So this would be designed as your dining area, and all part of the listing is the settle, which is the original seat. I mean, you wouldn't want to get rid of it anyway because it provides a big sort of open plan dining space. But we've got one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a property that I've sold in my career, this swinging pantry door. So the idea was, you've got the plain wall on one side. How cool is that? There's only a bunch of these left. None of the houses in this row have it. I think there's a listed estate. There's one outside of Newcastle and down in Richmond in southwest London that have a bunch of these left. But I mean, this is part of the listing, and why would you get rid of it? Look at the craftsmanship on that. But yeah, I mean, that's just unbelievable. So if you come through here, you'll see how this was designed. So I know all the original fixture fittings, doors, handles are all here. You see why this was designed the way it was, because you come through and then you've got this kitchen, which for the 30s was quite actually spacious. And you've got this original cupboard as well, obviously on the corner. Everything is as authentic as it can be while still working for the current vendor, because obviously you still need to live in 2026. So we're coming up to the first floor, which is obviously where the bedrooms are, and then the top floor is the deck. And you'll see that this is where the big window affair starts. And this is where the Sun House comes into its own. Everything about this place is about the light streaming in from this tall window. Absolutely incredible. Original bathroom kind of layout, obviously modernised. So the bathroom would have been here on the original floor plan. And then this would have been the second bedroom come, I don't know, office if it was that way, because the smallest room was the kids' room. And obviously the lovely corner windows. And two features I'd like to point out in here. One, this door, so originally that bathroom was a Jack and Jill, as we call it, dual access. So that they've just blocked it up on one side for the bathtub, but that could be reinstated, but it's just cool to have a feature. And two, these circular windows, which you'll see in a second, they are designed around the principle of nautical modern, which is the whole like shipbuilding industry. Everything was streamlined. That's where modernism got its principles from. So we've got the master bedroom. Again, principal bedroom is set on the corner, gets the best light. Big, you know, again, big windows, original cabinetry. It's a really nice size. And then this would be the kids' room with storage and all funky stuff. Obviously, it's currently used as kind of like a walk-in wardrobe. So up onto the top floor. Now, this is where we say two things about these properties: the big windows and the sun, and then the roof deck. The whole entire thing is about this. This is why you live here. I mean, I don't know if it can capture it as well as you would be in the flesh, but my gosh, this is why you buy this place. Amersham Old Town as well is a beautiful part of the world, really historic. Got Tudor buildings, kind of escaped the mass exodus of Victorian Georgian, particularly with the chasing the railways, that whole thing. The high street survived, so it's very sort of Stuart era, Tudor. Locals love it, and it's got massive amounts of pubs, restaurants, spas, and we'll show you some shots of that as part of this film. This is the roof of the garage. I like to say carport. It is a garage, but the whole principle around, like I described earlier, the motor car. But you would sit out here and have your port, your cheese, dessert wine, that kind of thing. That was the idea. And then obviously the garden space here is designed around families, but also sculpted to be like you've got areas of relaxation. And the whole idea was that it wasn't just a yard; it was a place tiered for living. So, and they've kept the original size of the plot, but also because you do have to work and have a bit of a space away. We've got a modern studio that's got a toilet, and it's also sound insulated, so it could be a recording studio. But you get the idea. This is designed around modern living almost 100 years ago, but yet still has kind of all the elements that we've taken from that with suburban living, with the way we live our lives now, modern flats and houses, has all been started with this. This was the original inception of the modern house, hence modernism. And not many people know this, but that is still what you do now. You kind of have your back door and then your side door on a sort of detached house in the suburbs, because that was the idea. You get into your garage, you come out, you come back, and you go that way in, out, in. And that principle not many people know about, and it was designed that way to allow free-flowing access. So you leave for work and you come back home. Well, thank you for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, do chuck them in the comments below, or send an email to me at danny.brewer@uniquepropertycompany.co.uk. And thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Great.